subscribe. Hey, guess who's back with some K-drama recaps? It's me, Ashley, Ash, AMC. So it's a kind of a little hiatus or whatever, but I'm back. I know I'm gonna finish the trunk. I already have the script written out, and it's gonna be coming. But Confidence Queen has been released with my girly pop, Park Min Young, and I have to properly start the process of talking about how amazing her new show is. So, first things first, I just want to say the title and the promotion keeps saying Confidence Queen. So when I watched it and I seen the title scene or title card, it said Confidence Man. I said, huh? Okay, whatever. Not what I was expecting. Kind of threw me for a loop, but we continue. And I don't know what everybody was talking about. I don't know what all this drama is about her looking too skinny, because she looked just as good as she did back during Secretary Kim as she does during this show. I do agree she was kind of skinny for Marry My Husband, but there was that controversy with who she was dating, who, let's not act like we haven't all dated a scumbag, who tricked us into thinking they were Prince Charming. And she was playing somebody who was dying from cancer. Okay? All right. Moving on. So the first episode, it opens up and it's a monologue that's very fitting, because they're talking about it's easy to get dirt out of inanimate objects or items. It's more of a task when it's the world of unethical, dirty people, and not in the literal sense of being dirty. Kind of like how the U.S. government is looking to many people, not just the citizens here with brain cells. But after we get that monologue, it cuts to a scene of a shaman who's played by Running Man alum, the fabulous Song Ji Hyo. But girlie looks crazy. Her makeup looks scary. She looks overly pale AF, and her lips are overlined, and not in the subtle, oh, that looks good, sweetie. It's crude and very unattractive. But she starts to do like her little seance where she's calling upon the spirit that she talks to. And all of a sudden she's saying she can't breathe and she starts coughing. And it cuts to who she's talking to, and it's a mother and a daughter. And the mother says, "Oh my gosh, my daughter, she keeps coughing during her exams, and it happens so often that they end up kicking her out of the room." And her mom is freaking out because it's college exams, and like any avid K-drama watcher or anybody that's had to do exams, it's stress. It's a stressful time. More so, it looks like in South Korea, especially the college entrance exams, because it's like life or death. The shaman is like, it's because she has a ghost attached to her, and it's causing her coughing fits. And the girl's like, no, it's not. I have asthma. And the shaman's like, no, she has a ghost and it needs to be purged. And the mom's like, we don't have to do a ritual, right? You're not trying to say we need to do a ritual because we can't afford that. And you know what this heifer says, the shaman? Get these broke people out of here. She calls for her assistant, who's played by Myung-gu Ho, and says, get these broke people out of here. How dare you come here asking for my help? And you don't got 2 pennies to rub together to save your daughter's life. How pathetic. Get out of here. And I'm like, wow. Rude. How do you expect customers to come back with that kind of attitude? While he's sitting with them at the bus stop, he is profusely apologizing to them, saying, I'm sorry. I thought that I could help you. And the mom's like, well, it's not your fault. And then after they get on the bus and drive away, the shaman pulls up in her fancy car with her driver. Yes, her driver. And picks up Myung-gu Ho and says, it's fine. Separating poor people from their money is the easiest thing to do because they don't understand the importance of keeping your money. And he is like, she'll be sending me the money by the end of the day. Before they even pull off or get to their destination, she shows him her phone. The woman sent her I think it was 20 million won, which is $10,000, I think, in US money. And I'm like, damn, I didn't want to talk shit, but she was right. The shaman is like, poor parents put all their expectations and grievances on what they couldn't accomplish on their child, and they will throw any kind of money at it if it will help their child to be successful and get rich, which is kind of true, but it's sad that people know that and they exploit that. But these two walk into some seedy looking place where they knock on this door, and they get led into this place that is an underground casino. Yeah. And when they walk in, the shaman mocks Yoon Yi-rang, who is the woman who runs the underground casino, and she's calling her shameless and basically just talking shit about her. So when Yu Yi-rang sees her, she runs up to her and greets her, not knowing this woman was just talking smack behind her back. And she introduces the two of them to this simple game where you just pick either white or red. There's a long table, and one side is white blocks, the other side is red blocks. You just put your money, you surround the table, and you put your money on whichever side you think the dice that the dealer has is going to land on. So kind of like roulette without the table. It's just two lines. And Guho, which we find out is the shaman's boyfriend, pulls out a duffel bag, and it's probably the money that the woman sent for the shaman to do the ritual for her daughter, and they use it to start bidding. And surprisingly, they're on a really good winning streak. And we find out they are on a winning streak because they're working with the dealer, whose name is James, who's running the table, the one doing the shaking the dice. And he's like giving them signals for which side to vote on or put their mutt to bet on. And it's because the shaman who is talking shit about Yi Rang wants to take over her business. So not only is she out here scamming people out of their money saying she's a shaman, she also wants to become the queen of the underground casino. That's probably the most profitable one in the area. And Yi Rang starts to notice that it's fishy that they keep continuously winning without losing at all. And she kind of like tries to nudge them away from bidding there and go somewhere else or just leave the casino. And Guho, the shaman's boyfriend, is like, is it because y'all can't afford to pay us when we win? And Yi Rang takes the little goat in stride and walks up to an area and pulls off the sheet to reveal, we keep plenty of money on hand and you could never buy out or cash out at our casino. And whoop. And they're like, okay, we're sorry we were talking crap, because it started to rile up everybody else that was there too. And she tells them, how about, and they're like, okay, we'll do one more bid. And they take everything and place it on one color. So just like, we're going to bet it all and then we'll leave, win or lose. And Yi Rang is like, perfect. But you know what? How about we change the dealer? And she takes over. She kicks James out. She tells James to get up and she takes over. She reveals this badass freaking tattoo on her back. And she looks gorgeous in this hanbok that she's been wearing, but she looks gorgeous. That tattoo is amazing. And she sits down and then she puts the casino's money on the opposite color. Then she goes to shake the dice and places it, and she tells them, which color? Red or white? She doesn't say really red or white. She says the moon or the sun. And she's looking at them and they're stressed out because they don't have their little person to help them out. And they don't have their little cheater pumpkin eater to give them a signal for which color to pick. And James like tries to walk past him real quick and give him a signal for which color. And they believe him and pick his color. And Yi Rang lifts up the cup to reveal they fucking won. And they just won the house. Like, they're taking everything. And Yi Rang goes out. She goes bonkers. She's like, oh, hell no. You motherfuckers are trying to scam me. Give me my money. You're not going anywhere. And they're like, no, calm down. We won fair and square. This is our money. We're taking all of it and we're leaving. And they like push her down. And Yi Rang gets pissed and she goes back to where she was sitting when she was dealing or with her dice. And she pulls out her hairpin, lets her hair down, and pulls out a sword, a samurai sword. She's unsheaths that sword. And she's like, I said, give me my money. And she's pointing it. She has it at the shaman's neck. And the shaman's like, you're not going to kill me. And Yi Rang is like looking at her like, really? You don't think I'm crazy enough to kill you? And right when she was about to do something, the cops bust in. They arrest Yi Rang, telling her, "Hey, it's you again. You and your damn underground casinos." And everybody starts to scramble and run. And in the middle of the mix-up, the Guho, the shaman's boyfriend, takes the duffel bag full of money and tries to run off. And in the middle of them trying to run off, Yi Rang slashes his back, and he basically like dies. He tells the shaman, "Hey, just take the money and run. Leave me. Get out of here. Get out of here with the money," because the police are about to take it for evidence. And the cop, he told Yi Rang not to move, but she did, and she ended up getting shot. So she died. The boyfriend died, and the shaman escaped. She's barefoot, booking it through town. And she's like, "Yes, I made it." And she's like bragging to herself. She's like, "Huh, that young boy just threw himself at me. I'm so freaking amazing." And she's like running through town, and she stops to like check the duffel bag, but she hears the sirens again, like more cops are showing up. So she runs even further. And we cut back to the casino, and the cop was like, "And cut." And Yi Rang gets up laughing. And the Guho gets up, and Yi Rang is laughing because the line that he said to the shaman made her laugh so much. But he's like, "I just stuck to the script. You're the one who like came up with it." She was like, "I know, but it was just so funny." And he was like, "I wasn't expecting all that extra stuff at the end, like her with the sword and getting shot and stuff." But it made it believable. So we cut back to the shaman, and she's finally far enough away where she unzips the duffel bag. It's a whole bunch of talismans. When Guho got slashed, he switched the duffel bags, and they actually kept her money and their money, and she ran away with a bunch of scraps. Like, I'm pretty sure those talismans are trash. She got scammed, and I love it. The scammer got scammed. And she starts screeching in the middle of the street, and people are like walking by her like, "Girl, what is your problem?" And then we show the three. So the dealer, he was in on it. Yi Rang and Guho, the shaman's supposed boyfriend, all three of them work together. They're all three con artists that go around conning crooked, unethical people out of their money. And they show Yi Rang at the house with a money gun, just spraying money. And I'm like, that's a vibe. I can dig it. I love it. And if I had that much money, I would do the same thing. The youngest guy, Guho, the one that got slashed, when they're all just like at the house chilling, he seems like he's pretty much over it. He's like, they're trying to split their bounty that they left with. And he's like, "No, you guys can keep mine." He's like, "I'm done. He's like, "Really, this is it. This is like too much. I'm out of it." He's like, "I'm just going to go leave and go do my own thing." And they're like, "Okay." And Yi Rang and James are like, "Let's split it." And he was like, "Dang, you guys can't even wait for me to leave. Can't y'all act like normal human beings?" And while he's about to head out the door, they're placing bets on how long it'll take for him to come back. And I'm like, these two. So it's been about a month, and we see Guho living his best off the grid life. He has a little camper on the beach. He has a hammock. It's beautiful. It looks relaxed and just gorgeous. And he's talking to one of the AmcMees who runs the like general store, and the kids come out and they're messing with him while he's in his hammock, and he's playing with them, and they're like, hey, come play soccer with us. And he goes out on the beach to play soccer with them. And while they're there, the little sister is like watching them as she's eating her ice cream cone. She drops it, and she's like pointing up, and all of them look up in the sky, and somebody comes parachuting down, and it's like, what? In the middle of nowhere? Like, who the hell is this? It's Yi-Rang. And it looked very graceful, you know, until a gust of wind came and carried her further than she wanted to, and she gets all tangled up in the parachute. Hilarious. Like, I just want to say, seeing Park Min Young in this is so good, because you just see, like, in all of the things that I've seen her in, she has great comedic timing, great comedic chops, like everything. And like behind the scenes stuff, I'm happy that she gets to do something different other than a romance. And I hope that this show does really well. I'm enjoying it so far, but I just had to interject that in there because it's so funny, and it looks like she's having so much fun doing it. But he helps her get up, and she gives him this huge bear hug, and they hang out at his camper, and they're grilling on the beach and eating. And she tells him that she's annoyed. She was like, I thought that you would be lost and sad, and you're doing perfectly fine. And he's like, oh, are you mad because you're worried about me? And he's like, it's because you're a sociopath or a psychopath. And she's like, He was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, I'm a genius psychopath. And while they're in the middle of eating, Guho ends up getting a call from James, the guy that was the dealer. And the next thing you know, it's showing them running through a hospital. And they go to this hospital room, and James is strapped up and wrapped up, looking crazy. He's looking nuts. He's basically fully wrapped up. There's like nothing you can see. You can barely see his face. He's got a neck brace on, arms, legs, body fully covered. Our man got the work put on him. And when Guho sees what happened, he's like freaking out. He's like, what the hell happened? Who did this to him? And Yi-Rang tells him, hey, so remember the guy Jong Tae-soo who runs the Sand Corporation? It was him. He was our next, that's who we were planning on scamming or running our con on. And he kind of found out what we were doing. And he basically beat the living shit out of James. And we had to pull out, like, and when Guho finds out, he's like, oh, I'm in. And we find out that this Tae-soo guy, outwardly, he looks like he's a great philanthropist. He cares about kids. He runs numerous organizations through his sand corporation or organization. But he's actually like a ruthless crime lord. Like, he scams orphanages, launders money, and he commits tax fraud. And when this happens and Guho finds out, he's set to help them get revenge for him almost taking James's life. And Yirang and him kind of brainstorm. Well, Yirang brainstorms because she's the brains behind the operation. Psychopath genius. She is like, well, I could just seduce him. And Guho lets it slip that, hey girl, that plan never works. You're crazy. And they always find out that you're crazy and run away. So think of another plan. And I'm like, damn, dude. But we find out he's known her since they were children. So if anybody knows that you're crazy, it's going to be your longest childhood friend, or friend that you've grown up with. And she goes back to brainstorming, and she comes up with a plan where she's like, so we tried before when they got caught by Taesu to try and do a plan where they smuggle his money because he thinks he's about to get audited by the Korean version of the IRS. He just trying to get his money out of town and hidden. And they came with him as like James was a captain of a ship, and they were going to help him get his money out that way. And Yirang's like, yeah, so that plan didn't work. Let's try the air. So she studies and becomes a flight attendant. And Guho takes on the persona of a love child of Line. So like Delta, like the owners of Delta, he's like their love child. It's kind of like that, you know? And they get on the same flight that Taesu is on, and he sees them squabbling with each other because he's the CEO's son, is on the plane acting like a complete and total asshole to Yirang and throwing his weight around, letting everybody know that he's somebody important. Not really. His dad is the important one. You're just getting the perks of it. And off the plane, they show them squabbling again, and they bump into Taesu, and Yirang drops her suitcase that she was carrying, and she goes to grab it after she like apologizes, and they separate. Taesu goes off with his men. Yirang and Guho, they go off together. They find out because Taesu was actually on that flight to the Philippines. They were all going to the Philippines. Well, Taesu was. They were just there to follow him and act like they're doing their plan. Taesu is there to catch up with somebody who owed him money that ran off to the Philippines. In the middle of him beating this dude's butt, the dude accidentally spits blood all over Taesu's nice white suit. Like, the guy is a piece of crap, but he dresses very well. The suit is nice, but it's ruined now, obviously. And, well, now, probably not nowadays. You can probably clean it, but he's rich. You probably just throw it away and get a new one. Anyway, he goes out to the car to go get a change of clothes and finds out the bags got switched. So Yi-Rang has his bag and he has Yi-Rang and Guho's bag. And he's like, great. They catch up with Yi-Rang while she's at some restaurant eating, just by herself, eating and having a couple drinks, just letting her hair down after having to deal with such a asshole of a boss. And her and Tae-soo kind of bond, get kind of chummy, and he asks her if they want to go to a second place, and she's like, oh, really? And she takes him to the club where her boss is, where he's passed out. There's drug paraphernalia everywhere, and there are other people knocked out. She goes and she just lays down on the chair, and Tae-soo starts taking pictures immediately, and then wakes up Guho and says, hey, you see all this here? I got plenty of evidence. So Guho tries to throw his weight around and quickly gets put in his place by Tae-soo. And he's like, who are you, really? And he's like, oh, my dad is so-and-so. He owns an airline that, and the guy's like, yeah, but how did you get all of this stuff, like all the drugs and stuff? How did you get that money that was in the bag and all these drugs here? And he's like, I got my ways. He's like, you two idiots can do this. He's like, you two idiots? Okay. And his men are like looking into him, and they find this video, and it shows who he's supposed to be pretending to be, and he has a tattoo. And he tells his men, hey, grab him, pull off his shirt, just on his one shoulder. There's no tattoo. So Tae-soo tells him, hey, open up, and sticks a gun in his mouth. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it stops. That scene ends. But before the episode totally ends, we see the mom and daughter outside of her restaurant. And the mom is like on the phone with a realtor saying, hey, yeah, I'm about to sell the restaurant. That's how she was able to get the money to send to the shaman. And we see Yi-Rang pull up, and she's on a scooter, and she goes over to the daughter, and she has this bag, and she pulls out a carton, and she places it in front of her, and she's like, hey, stop with the fake coughing. You've always been you've always done well in school. You will continue to do well in school. Just keep being strong. And you know what else you need to do? Stop letting your mom go to fortune tellers. And the girl opens the container. It's full of money. Probably the money she gave the shaman and then some. And the girl's like, what is this? And Yi-Rang just looks at her and smirks. And she's like, let's just say it's the laundry bill. And the episode ends. And I'm like, oh, ooh, I like this. It's like the one show that was on back in the day here in the US. I can't think of it. It's like Blue Collar or White Collar or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'm going to like this show. I'm going to like it very much. But have you watched the show yet? Are you going to watch it? If you have, what are your thoughts so far? Are you enjoying it as much as I am? Do you like seeing Park Min-young in a new role? Playing somebody different that she hasn't before and looking fabulous. Because all the outfits Yi-Rang wears, that would be so fun. You just get to dress up. And it's fantastic. All the high stress stuff, I couldn't do that. But I'm very happy to be back. Sorry I've been gone away for so long. I do have a Twitch channel where I stream video games. I do post this stuff on here, and I will be posting video game stuff on this channel as well. I did have a separate channel, but it's kind of a lot of work for little reward because I'm not anybody fancy or special. So I'm like, let me just condense it back to one channel again. So yeah, you'll start to see some more stuff again since I'm done with the Marry My Husband novel, and they're all scheduled to post. It's going to take a while, sorry. But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to give it a like. Please leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite part is of the episode was. What was your favorite looks that Min Young had? Because Sis is serving, and I love that for her. And I hope to see you in the next video. So like, comment, and subscribe. I think I forgot the subscribe part, but hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and look out for episode 2. And yes, I'm going to be doing my recaps with PNG. Good. Yes. See you later. Bye.